When I started on this journey, I never would have imagined that the answer could have been in alternative treatments.
Susannah Meadows is a veteran reporter at the New York Times, a professional skeptic by training. So when one of her 3-year-old twin sons became seriously ill, she knew how to find the best doctors possible.
When Shepard was 3, he and his twin brother were signed up for their first soccer lessons, and they were so excited. The first day of practice, Shepard didn't want to participate, and after about 15 minutes, he came to the sidelines and sat on my lap. And the following week, the very moment he started running, he broke into tears and headed for me. And my husband and I, we knew that there was something wrong at that point.
Susannah brought her son to his pediatrician, then to an orthopedist, and finally, a pediatric rheumatologist. The devastating diagnosis: juvenile idiopathic arthritis.
The doctor said if you don't deal with it right away, you're looking at permanent joint damage, disability. It was crushing. And as a mother, when your child is in pain, I think there's probably nothing worse. It was hard to think beyond that. I called my sister the day we got the diagnosis, and she knew someone she could put me in touch with who'd had luck treating a family member's juvenile arthritis using alternative medicine. At that moment, I thought, I don't want to waste my time talking to a kook.
Shepard began taking NSAIDs, anti-inflammatory drugs, to stop the swelling in his joints, but they didn't work.
His arthritis spread. His joints in his hands ballooned. He started wetting his pants, and we realized it was because his fingers hurt too much for him to pull his pants down.
The next step for the little boy was the big gun, methotrexate. It's used for juvenile idiopathic arthritis, but it's a powerful chemotherapy drug with very serious potential side effects.
We were resigned to giving the methotrexate to Shepard. We felt that we had no other options.
Shepard started on the drug, but Susannah remained troubled by the risks and how long children must stay on it.
I felt desperate, and I think that desperation has a way of opening your mind. I called a person that my sister told me about. She described this thing called leaky gut syndrome that I'd never heard of, but when she described it, it made a lot of sense to me.
The theory behind leaky gut syndrome: damage in the intestines lets bacteria and toxins leak out into the body. This can cause symptoms like Shepard's joint pain, as well as rashes, bloating, even depression.
So I started taking notes. No gluten, no dairy, little to no sugar, no tomatoes and potatoes, high dose of omega-3s daily, Montmorency cherry juice daily, a probiotic daily, an ancient Chinese herbal concoction.
Shepard's doctor was skeptical, but gave Susannah the go-ahead to try the alternative regimen for 6 weeks, as long as Shepard stayed on the medications.
Weeks go by, and Shepard seemed to be getting worse.
Shepard's doctor wanted to increase his medication, but his mother wanted to continue with the lower dose and the alternative treatment.
I was determined to see through the alternative protocol. We'd been told it would take 6 weeks to see any improvement, and if we didn't see anything by then, I was game for upping the medication. When it was 6 weeks on the alternative regimen, to the day, Shepard got out of bed himself for the first time in months, and he says, "Mommy, my knees don't hurt anymore." And then Shepard scampered off into the other room to have breakfast.
Susannah is here. How's Shepard doing now?
He's great. He's a gleeful 5-year-old little boy. He just got his first baseball mitt. He sometimes has more energy than his twin brother. And the best part is he's not taking any medication and he has no pain.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
What do you think ultimately helped Shepard? Was it the conventional medications he was giving, or this leaky gut syndrome diagnosis that you managed?
My personal hunch was that it was the diet changes and the supplements that we gave him. But there's no way to know. right? Because we try this at the same time that we were trying the methotrexate.